Hey everyone, welcome to a new edition of After the Hunt. Every week you guys see me go through 1,000 singles and you see what I pull. Well, what do I do with them after the hunt? Well, what I do is I put them in this box, and once this box is full, then I start to go through everything and decide what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to turn back into circulation. My box holds roughly 600 notes. These I counted up, I've got 663 in here. And I'm not going to go through every single one of these, don't worry. But I am going to go through some, and I'm going to show you how I break them down and what I do with them. So let's get started. There, this works out good. I'm going to start off with what I call my interesting notes. I've got 42 that fell into the interesting category. And I'm going to start off with the first three, I believe it was. All of these, you can tell, are just completely trashed, but when you look at the serial number and the seals, they all look fine. A lot of people try to say that these are print errors, and they're not. All these are worn out bills. You have to remember that anything that's printed in black here, that is called the second printing, and that is raised up. The seals and the serial number are pushed into the note. So if you were to look at the note like this, the highest point would be all the black ink and the lowest point would be here, which means that with just the right kind of wear, you can pretty much remove most of that surface without ever touching the seals or the serial numbers. The way to determine whether or not this is an error or if it is just wear is to check both sides of the bills. The backs of these bills are also worn compared to what a normal bill would be like. And when you start looking at the actual condition of the bills themselves, they are also beat pretty good. If this was an error, you could find a note just like this in crisp, uncirculated condition with the underprinting error. That's how I know these aren't underprinting errors. That, and I found 3 of them over the last couple months. So no, these are not errors. Some of the other notes I found, notes with stickers. Here's George saying, "I grew pot." That's kind of funny. Someone put a bunch of butterflies on this one. There's a puppy print stamp on this one. Then I've got a bunch of Where's George's. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's got it on the back, right? Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Where's George notes. So all these are going to get logged today. I'll put them in on Where's George today. We'll take care of that. And then I'll put those into the next group of straps that I search so that those can go back out into the world. What do I got here? I've got a bunch of notes that are, some are birthday notes, some are close to birthday notes. This one here is 1965. That would be February 26th. It's in the wrong order, but I saved it just in case somebody watching this has that date. Here's another one, 1982, 12/29, 1975, January 13th. And then a real birthday note, 11/28, 1988. Here's a backwards one again, 1956, May 26th. What's this one? 2015, January 15th. And what's this? This is January 23rd, 2010. January 4th, 2017. January 22nd, no, that's not it. That's not a birthday note. Then let's see, what do I have here? This one is, it's a form of a ladder. All the numbers are in order, ascending, so 0, 1, 2, 2, 2, 6, 6, 8. I thought it was neat. Is it worth anything? No, it's probably going to go away, but I thought it was neat at the time. What do I got here? Here's a tombstone note, 1955 to 1982. And what do we got here? 2203. What is this? I don't even know what this is. A true quadrinary is what this is. 0s, 1s, 2s, and 3s. Clearly not worth anything. If a trinary is worthless, this is worthless, but I thought it was funny. Here's a note with, it's a MASH note, 4077. If you're old enough to remember MASH, that's kind of neat. And here's one of my real mature notes. It's 7734, but upside down. It's a note from hell. So I always giggle about that. So I pull those every once in a while when I see them. And then what do we got here? 0252, wait, 02526208. Why do I have that there? Does that have anything on it? Oh, right here. This was actually a damaged note. And I know people will say that that's some type of misprint. Actually, that's just a paper pull. It's a lot more clear when you zoom in on it like that it's a paper pull. Not an error, but I pulled it just to show what a non-error would be. Just like these here are also not ink smears. This is actually glue or tape and then all the dirt stuck to it. There's a couple of these. Once again, I could peel this off if I really wanted to. You can feel it on the surface. Not an error. Here is a stripper note soaked in baby oil. You can see right through the note, and there are way too many notes to see through. If you hold it up to the light, it's crystal clear. But even without holding it up to the light, you can see that. Completely stained Kool-Aid note, something from someone's blue jeans. And then I got a bunch of alternators, 50, 60, 90, 10, 67, 07, 67, 57, 84, 83, 84, 80, 68, 38, 78, 28, 70, 75, 76, 75, 60, 50, 40, 40, 47, 17, 97, 37, and 50, 80, 30, 30. So those were the interesting notes. I don't know how many of those I'm actually going to keep. Probably not that many. But most importantly, I am going to send out the Where's George's. I will log these and get them on their way. So what's next in the group? The next batch of notes I pulled out, these are all trinaries. Zeros, twos, and eights on this particular one. I found 93 trinaries. If you find 93 of anything, that's not rare. I'm sorry, it's just not. These are worthless. However, I think it's fun to try to find notes that have the exact same serial numbers. So that's why I save trinaries, that's why I save quads. I've got a box that's got 1,500 of each in them or so. So what I do is I take all my trinaries and I put them in numerical order. That's what I did here. And I went through my big box to see if I had any matching pairs. And after 93 more to add, I did not pair any of these. So what I will do now is I will go through and any of them that have writing on it or any of them that are torn, any that are in rough shape, I will pull those. And all the ones that are in decent shape, I'll add those to my box, hoping that I can eventually pair notes again. So those are the trinaries. Like I said, there was 93 of those, and 93 of anything, that's not rare. Not worth anything, just fun. All right, what do I have next? Let's see here. There we go. Where is it? There we go. I've got these sorted out so that I can go through them a little easier. Okay. After the trinaries, we have quads. So this starts off with quad zeros, and I put my quads in order first by digit, so all my quad zeros are first, and then I do quad ones, starting of course in the first position, then numerical order. As I go through, here's the second position and the numerical order. And do I have third position? Yep, there's third position numerical order. And there aren't any in the fourth position, so I'm not going to worry about that. But anyway, zeros, ones, twos. My quads, I have a total of 78, and that's about right. They're slightly harder to find than trinaries, not worth anything. But once again, I also have a box full of quads, and I try to match those as well. I checked these in my box. I did not have any matches. So now I will go through these and pull out anything with writing, anything with tears, anything with tape, and I'll set those back into circulation, put the rest of them in my box, hoping that I can find a match. So those were my quads. What do I got next? Let's see. I think I had... Oh, I might have put those in there together. Let me look. Yep. I had a couple notes that actually had 5 of a kind. Only four of them. There's 5 zeros, 5 twos, 5 threes, and 5 fours. So those also made it in there, and those I kind of saved because I think they're neat. I would think that they would be easier to pair. They're just much, much harder to find. So that doesn't really help, but I know that I've got them just in case. All right, what else do I have? Then I've got some older notes. I have my big book where I keep one of each note from each Federal Reserve and from each series. And when I went through, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes that are upgrades to notes that I have in there. Here's a 2006. This one's got writing, and yet it's still an upgrade. 2003 was an upgrade. 2001 Atlanta was an upgrade. 1981 upgrade, and a 1969C was also an upgrade. So those are going to get put into my book. And that leaves, let's see if I can find the rest of these. Here it is. That leaves all of these as the rest of my older notes. For the rest of my older notes, these are actually the ones I'm going to be returning. Most of these are 95 and newer, just in really bad shape. These were over here from 1993 and older. You can see here starting with 1963A. Those are going to be keepers. Those will go into my old box. These, like I said, are in rough shape, and they're fairly newer, 1995 and newer. So these are going to go back into circulation. As far as old notes go, I found 2 from the 60s, 3 from the 70s, 18 from the 80s, 55 from the 90s, 256 from the 2000s. So, like I said, all of these are going back. This is all I'm keeping from the old notes. And then I also, when I was going through my notes, found an old note like this. I missed it the first time, but it's worth sharing now. This is a 2003A, and some of you will notice that serial number is 99. And yeah, serial numbers aren't supposed to go that high. The thing is this was originally part of an uncut sheet, a souvenir sheet. And when you look at the bottom, it is not cut straight. Somebody took a souvenir sheet and cut this apart themselves. So this was originally part of a souvenir sheet. You can see the waviness on the bottom cut there. So yeah, it's not that it's worth anything, but it was originally designed as a souvenir, and it's clearly just spending money now. But you'd have to know that this was part of a souvenir in order to find it. And the way you find that, of course, are the digits that start 99. So that was that. That leaves us with stars. So I'm going to pull up the computer and we're going to go through my stars. I have 112 stars, and I'm going to show you the best way to go through stars. So let me get out the computer and we'll check that out. All right, the computer's up and I'm on the right place. Where I am is called mycurrencycollection.com, and I went to the star note production tables, and they do allow you to type in the serial number and find out if it's a rare note that way. However, I am not typing in 112 serial numbers. I just don't have that kind of time. So what I'm going to do is, on the production table, where it says all, I'm going to click on the $1 note here, right there. And it is going to give me the entire production table for all $1 star notes. That's all I gotta do. The first thing I did is I took all my stars and I put them in order by year and by Federal Reserve. So now I can just zip through them really quick and see if we have anything cool. So here we go. You can time me if you like. Series 2021. Let's see, the first print run is 006 and lower, and there is a 002. So that one's 1 out of 640,000, starting off with a bang. Let's go down a little further. In the B series, we're looking for 005 and lower, or 064 and higher. So 005 or lower, or 006. And nope, don't have any of those, so we'll put those on this side. Actually, we'll put the regular ones here and the rares over here. Next up, 2001, or 2021D. The only ones there are 032 to 037. So do we have any of those? 032 to 037. Nope. Nothing rare there. For G, 032 to 038. Nope. That takes care of 2021. Now we're on to 2017. While you're doing this, don't forget to check to see if your stars are filled in or not. If you have stars that are filled in, that is an error. I've gone through mine already, and that's not the case. Going through here, it looks like our first opportunity is the B series from 2017A. It's 032 to 038. So where are my B's? There we go. 032 to 038. Uh, 035, that's in that run, so that one's a rare. One of, what is that, 840,000. And let's see, any of the other ones, because there's a couple others we have to check. Nope, that's it for B. So we'll put those down. In the D series, we're looking for 005 or less. Oh, I don't have any of those. The next one I have is F. So we're looking for 032 all the way up to 069. 033, that is one of 840,000. And what's the big side? In F, we're talking 069, and then way down here to 1600. Okay. So nope, 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 and nope. Nothing, nothing. 065, that's one. 064, that's one of 500,000. And just keep checking. Nope, that's it there. Those are all no good. Scroll down a little further. The G series from 064 to 069, and the G's that are 1600. So 064 to 069 or 1600. Nope, nothing there. Now we're into the 2017s. Nope, sorry, one left. The L's. Missed the L's. 032 to 069. There's a 033. That one's one of 840,000. 033, also one of 840,000. 026, not happening. Nope. All right, that does it. Now we're into 2017. 2017, the first one is the 2017A. We are looking for 064. And that is an ultra small run. So do we have any 064s? Nope, nothing there. Next, we're looking for F. So that would be any 00250. So look for F first. There's F. 00250 or less. Nope, nothing there. Now we can go down to H. 032 in H. Nope. I, we're looking for 00250. There's one. That's a rare. This is one of, where is it? Right here. One of 250,000. So that's a good one. Actually in good shape too. J, we are looking for 032 to 045. Nope. K, we're looking for 032 to 0345. Nope. And L, 032 to 037. Nope. to the 2013 B or 2013 series. First of all, we're going to look for 2013 B notes, and that's 2013 A. Here's 2013 B. With these, we are looking for 0025 or less, or we're looking for 032 to 096 to be in the duplicate run. So nope, nope, nope. That one's in the duplicate run, so that's one. That's it, just one in the duplicate run. But I'll take it. Some people are getting as much as 20 bucks a piece for those. They're worth money if you can pair them. If you can't pair them, then I can't say they're really worth much. But people are still paying for them. Let's see. Now we got G 096 to 1280. Oh, there's only one G. No H. The next one is J. I don't have a J. I've got K. 005 and less. Nope. And L. I've got 0008 or less. Nope. Okay, we're down to 2009. 2009 F. F is not rare. J. All the J's are rare. That one's only one of 640,000. And here's a 2006. 2006 Atlanta F. This one is 0064, and I have 0063, so that qualifies, one of 640,000. And then my last one is also from 2006, F 034. No, that's in the common range. All right, so I ended up with one 2013 B star in the range. And out of my 111 other stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that are not from common print runs. So these are going to go into my rare envelope, and all of these that weren't rare, I will go through these to make sure that they don't have any ink on them. If they're torn or if they have tape or anything like that on there, I will send them back. If they're in good shape, I'll put them in my box of stars, which also has 1,000 or so notes in there, just because. So that's kind of what I do when I go through all of my stuff. I mean, you'll notice that it took me, 10 minutes, and I went through 112 star notes, much easier than trying to type in all those numbers. So that's how I recommend checking your stars. And once again, that's on mycurrencycollection.com. All right, so that's what I do with my finds. Now I've got to put all this stuff back in circulation or sort it back into my boxes. So I've got some work cut out for me, so I will let you guys go. Guys, thanks for watching. Good luck on your strap searches, and I'll talk to you later.